Most great enterprises have modest beginnings, and the first New Zealand National Yearling Sale 61 years ago was held in the Wellington Racing Club's Trentham Birdcage with temporary seating and shelter. From those primitive beginnings, facilities at Trentham were steadily improved and expanded as the sales grew in stature over the next 6 decades. But there is a limit. There is a limit to the cost and scale of the improvements that can be made on leased land and where the area is constricted. Furthermore, demographic shifts in both the human and equine populations had indicated the time was ripe for a shift north, and Auckland was the logical site. When this decision was reached by Rights and Bloodstock, in conjunction with the New Zealand Thoroughbred Breeders Association, they were determined that the New Zealand breeding industry deserved a world-class sales facility. One large sales pavilion, car parks for 2,500 cars, 6 stable units comprising 498 boxes, a barn, landscaping, gardens. To ensure that the new sales complex would compare with anything in the world, Michael Floyd, Managing Director, together with Rod McDermott, visited all the great thoroughbred selling venues before design work began.
I wanted a centre that was accessible, that meant that all the breeders had their horses stabled in boxes that seemed as good as any other box. No one was in a worse box than anybody else, and that visitors to the complex would immediately be able to find their way around because it would be instantly legible. Most projects, of course, aren't spread out over 40 acres with as much site works as we have here. When we've got to put in all the drains and the roads and so on, all of which are subject to delays with weather, you've got a real problem. And here, this teamwork has been very successful in overcoming the problem.
From the first slice of the blade in November 1986 to the completed structure in December 1987, 11 months only for construction, it appeared an almost impossible task. All, it seems, under very trying conditions.
The biggest hassle at the moment has been the weather conditions and the mud that you can see all around the place. The ground, because we had to strip it and alter its contours, we haven't been able to put ground cover back on again, and the weather has just turned everything into mud every time it comes.
As the early winter months slip by, along with the thousands of cars on the southern motorway in the darkening days of late July, a firming up of the ultimate shape of the Karaka Sales Centre was becoming apparent. One traditional ceremony, the roof shout, always popular, had everyone taking a breather and celebrating the progress so far.
Thank you. On behalf of Rights and Bloodstock and Fletcher Development Construction, I wish to extend a warm welcome to you all here today. We hope that you will take the opportunity of viewing the progress in the project to date, even though it may mean tramping through a bit of mud, and hope that you will join us afterwards in partaking of some light refreshments which will be served just around the corner here in about 5 minutes' time. I'd like to introduce you now to Mr. Michael Floyd, Managing Director of Wrights and Bloodstock Limited, who will say a few words. Michael.
Thank you, Peter. Oh, the best we can do. I'd like to welcome you all here today. I'd like to welcome you all here today to our, I guess, our first party in the new Karaka Sales Centre. I'm going to assure you it won't be the last party that we have here. And I trust that the next ones will be a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more warmer than the conditions you're going to have to put up with today. But it's the best we can do, and this is the occasion. This is our roof topping ceremony day. It's one of those traditional things that one does. We're not actually going to get up and do anything up there today. We looked at it and we decided it wasn't, we'd just make the gesture. But it's, on behalf of, I'd like to take the opportunity of congratulating Fletcher Development and Construction for the great job that they're doing. We're delighted at the work that they're doing. I'd like to join in that all the subcontractors and all the consultants for the great job work they're doing, but even in more particular, the actual workers on site. Congratulated to all of them for the wonderful job that you're doing. I'd now just like to say a few words on behalf of one of our gentlemen, Maury Priest, who's been on site longer than anybody else. Maury started here back in November to do all the earthworks on behalf of Vuxis and Borich, and he's been working 7 days a week. God alone knows how many hours a day, all the way through. But he's retiring. He retired, he tells me, last Tuesday, and he's done a marvellous job in getting the area to this stage of development. We're only sorry that he couldn't see it right through to the end. But his health's just not the best, and he's decided that time's come for retiring, and we'd just like to mark it, because if you'd seen what it was like at the beginning, everybody said it couldn't be done, it was so wet and what have you, but Murray's proved, mind, it's still wet, but if you could see the size of the drains underneath, he's done a marvellous job, and when the fine weather does come, I'm sure you'll have cause to appreciate the work that he's put in. Murray, our best wishes to you in your retirement. We understand you're going down south shortly. It'll be cold down there, so a little something to warm the cockles of your heart or something. So, as Peter said, you're all welcome to have a look round. We're sorry the conditions are such that it's not going to be that pleasant, but please feel free to do so. And there's some stalls that are finished, completed just down the alleyway there, so you can see what they're going to be like. So please and ask any questions you'd like to, and then please join us for some refreshments. Thank you very much.
Yes, it has been very interesting. We've learned a lot about the bloodstock associations, the way they work and everything else. But probably more importantly was that the way that we approached the project was unique, in that we had a team commitment right from the commencement of the project with the architect and the client, and we really had a commitment to get this project through on a very, very tight time schedule. And at this stage of the project, we seem to be keeping pace with that time. We're a couple of weeks behind, but we believe we can pick that up and still come back on time for the end date.
December 1 was a tough date, and the client knew that from the outset, but that's what we're going to go for. What have we got? We've got June, July, end of June now, July, August, September, October, November, December. Not far to go.
We can't count December because it's December 1.
Oh, that's right, December 1.
So we've really only got 5 months to go, and we've got about $5 million worth of building work to do in those 5 months.
And you're pretty confident?
Well, to date we've been turning over $1.2 million per month.
I'm sure you can do it.
I hope we can.
months of August and September passed by quickly, with that red letter day getting very close. Fletchers knew that once the building was completed, it was just a beginning once again for Wrightson's. There was 1,001 things to be ready and in place with just 2 short months to the February sales. And with the summer break claiming many precious days, the doubters with their will they, won't they was sometimes heard. Consider one large sales pavilion, car parks for 2,500 cars, 6 stable units comprising 498 boxes, a barn, landscaping, gardens. But at all times, Managing Director Michael Floyd was quietly confident.
It's the 15th of October and the countdown to February is well underway. What's your feelings at this moment?
Well, we're feeling quite delighted at this stage. It's just 6 weeks now from completion date at the end of November, and I've been overseas for the past 3 weeks and just come back in the last day or two, so this is my first opportunity of seeing it for that time. And we're very pleased with the progress. It appears to be on schedule. I've got no concerns now that it won't be finished on the scheduled date, which of course has been a worry right up to this time, but I'm feeling quite confident now that it'll be finished on schedule, and we're very pleased with the progress.
This cobblestones.
Cobblestones?
Cobblestones, yes.
How many do you think you've laid now?
Well, all depends on the position of the job. Like on this area, you can put it around about 50 square meter.
Yeah. How many?
Person.
How many cobblestones is that?
Just 23.
Anyway. 23.
23 cobbles in a square meter.
Oh, I see.
Which is over there.
About the back, what does it feel like?
Well, you get used to it.
Yeah. But you're one of the contractors, subcontractors to do the landscaping here.
Well, I've been subcontracted to do a small part of the landscaping, the overall landscaping being organised by Andrew Geddes, and he asked me to help out with the annual flower display, which Wrightson's wanted to add the finals of icing on the cake, as it were, of their property here. So we've got a variety of flowering annuals in the Wrightson colours of red, white and blue, petunias, geraniums, salvia and so on.
20,000, 10,000, 10, thank you, 10 a minute, 10,000, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 35, 35, 40, 40,000, 50, 50,000, 50, 50, so 60, 70 of them, 70, finish at 70.
This is a tremendous boost for horse sales in New Zealand. How do you feel about Karaka at this stage?
Well, we feel absolutely thrilled about it, just sort of seeing it really coming up to its working situation for the first time. And from an auctioneer's point of view, of course, it's going to allow the people that own the horses to show them off in the best possible manner. And more directly from an auctioneer's point of view, everybody's going to get a chance to look at the horse. We're going to get a chance to look at the people. So we do think, and in reality, when the sales come up shortly, that we think we've got a fantastic facility.
Joe, how much difference do you feel it does make if you have a nice place to display a horse? How easier it is to make a sale?
Oh, I think it puts everyone in a much better frame of mind from the word go. The lighting has been customised for us, the sound's been customised, the seating, where the seating is placed, has been customised for us. Everything is for ease of access in and out of the place, and really I think compared to where we've been for the last 50 or 60 years, this is a fantastic place to sell a horse. It looks better than anything I've seen anywhere else in the world, and I'm sure that all the buyers that are going to get here early in February are going to really agree.
Finally, and with tremendous thanks to all concerned, the builders with much pleasure said, here it is. We've finished, and it's been achieved within the specified time. Accordingly, the second phase began, fine-tuning the building for its first International Yearling Sale. We joined Michael Floyd, only days away from that first fall of the hammer.
Well, it's 28th of January 1988. It's 20 minutes away from 3 o'clock. The countdown, of course, is continuing towards the opening. How are you feeling today?
Well, I suppose I should be feeling relaxed, having got it all completed and finished, but I've got to admit to be feeling a little bit sort of apprehensive about it all, because, you know, we've still got to hope that it'll work in practice. I'm sure it will, but there's always these 101 little things to get finished and tidied up before we start on with the parade on Sunday.
Everything is finished, isn't it? It's just a few last moment
yes, everything's finished, but we've got last minute adjustments, odd door handles don't work, and power fittings don't give power, and these silly little things, and it's frustrating, but we'll get there, and everybody's doing their very best, of course.
You must be feeling very proud, because it was a tremendous task, wasn't it? The deadline was very short, and yet here we are, 2 days to go, and it's all finished. There was a time when you were a bit worried about it, wasn't it?
That's right. It's less than 12 months still since we started, and there were a few of the people around town have been running a book that we'd never get finished on time. Well, they're going to lose their money, and we're finished, and we'll be ready to start. So, but no, we've had our worrying times over the last 12 months.
Now today we're waiting here for the arrival of the monument, is it, or the
topiary horse?
The topiary horse. Tell us about that.
Well, that's a frame. It was built by the Ireland School of Art at the Auckland University, and the young sculptor that did it, I believe he got honours for his result, and it's almost perfect conformation of a horse. It's very large, something over 20 feet tall, and he had a model to start which we created a few points on, and then he sculpted this in steel, welded steel, and we had it galvanised, and then it was stuffed with polystyrene, and alkathene pipes were running through it for watering, for irrigation, and then had coconut matting put over it, and then about something over 5,000 plants were put in it. So it's been a colossal task, but all concerned have done a wonderful job, and we're just looking forward now to the final result.
Well, I think it's absolutely tremendous that Wrightson's Bloodstock had the nerve, first of all, and faith in the authors of this piece of sculpture. We would like to see, of course, sculpture on all major projects, but it's really, really wonderful, and I think this company deserves great credit for taking the plunge and also receiving this wonderful piece of sculpture.
Preceding the February the 2nd sales date, the well-thought-out and constructed design allowed the visitors and the stud personnel to display their latest crop, to socialise and promote with all the conveniences on hand. Studmaster Patrick Hogan was full of appreciation.
Well, Gerard, certainly no doubt at all. In my mind, it certainly, is one of the best complexes in the world, and I've seen most of them. We have to absolutely compliment Wrightson's. We've got a sales venue here now for many, many years to come, and we just couldn't have it better.
Just one of the many compliments that flowed in and featured in the main topics of conversation as a large invited audience of over 500 gathered in an equally large white marquee to witness the official opening, with the VIP guests, Chairman of Fletcher Challenge, Sir Ronald Trotter, and the Minister of Overseas Trade and Marketing, the Honourable Mike Moore. The flags of the world reflected well the gathering inside. New Zealand Bloodstock and Karaka had come of age.
This marvellous facility is the envy of my electorate. I'm sure some of my constituents would like to be here. I'm sure the SPCA will not be writing any petitions about the facilities here. This facility shows confidence. It is proof positive of the future of this industry, and I am sure that from all over the world, buyers and enthusiasts will come to Karaka and see this as the mecca of the world's best industry. I congratulate you, I declare it open, and somehow I'm to organise a down trowel here, or a flasher if you don't want to be sexist. It's formally declared open. Good luck, keep that money rolling in, Ron. I'm here, not Trevor, to clean for obvious reasons.
From early morning, the trickle of guests, owners, buyers, staff, media, the curious and the genuine spectator filled the available 640 seats to overflowing. This was history being made. The first ever National Yearling Sale conducted at Karaka, that only 12 months ago was a dusty strip of yellow Karaka clay.
Ladies and gentlemen, lot number 1 in the ring. She is, as you can see, on account of the checker stud from Cambridge, she's the property of Mr. Ewan Cameron, and I think we're very fortunate to have a filly of this quality to open our new sales complex here. She's a beautifully bred filly. She's by Western Symphony, out of the stakes winning mare Valencia, a top sprinter who won the Railway Handicap. She is sister, of course, to Vice Regal, who's now known as one of our great sires in New Zealand. A great family, the family of Sky Chase, a filly with a lot of quality and a lot to recommend her. I'm not going to hazard a guess as to what she might be worth to you, but all I'll say is she's a beautifully pedigreed, lovely quality filly. You start her away, ladies and gentlemen, a filly like that to open the day's proceedings. Who said what to start her? 100,000, put her in 50, put her in 30, and see where we go. Start her at 30, start at 20. Who's going to be the first to bet and make the history making? 20,000 a bet. I bet 20,000 to start the first one up of the day, 20,000 a bet. I bet 20,000, 30,000, 30,000 a bet. I bet 30 now, 30,000 the first one up of the day with a wonderful pedigree, 30,000 a bet. I bet 50 here, 50,000 a bet, 50,000, 50,000 a bet. Now, you'll know what you'll make later in the day, 70,000 there. I bet 70,000, 80,000 now, 100 there. I bet 100,000 now, 100 a bet. I'll take 10 if you like, 10 there, 20 there, 30 here, 130 now, 130, give 130, 130,000 a bet. I bet 130,000, make you 40 now if you like, 130 a bet. I bet 130,000, that's one of the nicer quality fillies in the sale, 40. 140,000 a bid. I'm at 140 for I get you now. 140, 50, 150 a bid, 60, 160, 70, 170, 170 your bid, 170 now, 179 set her out, 80 there, 180 there, 189 set her out the first of the day, 189 set 90, 190 bid. I'm at 199 set her out, 190, 200 there, 200 bid, 220 there, 220 now, 229 set her out, look out, 220 she on the market, I'm going to knock her down the first up of the day. The history making filly, 220,000 I set her out, anyone 40, 240 bid, 240 now, 240 and I set her out, take 10 of you quick over here. 240 and I set her out now, beautifully pedigreed filly, 240 buys up, last the first of the day, all done, goes and I set her at 240. Thank you Murray. Mr. J.B. Cummings buys the first of the day, good luck to you man, hope all goes well. $240,000.
Wrights and Bloodstock are confident that you'll share their pride in the new sales centre at Karaka.